I'm 48 and I avoid people while shopping. I know I'm not the only one. When I go shopping, supermarket, convenience store, whatever have you, I like to just go in, out. I don't like to interact with nobody. I try my best to avoid people as much as I can. And it's something that I'm sure a lot of you deal with. You walk into a supermarket, you don't really even want to go. You don't even want to go in. You have to, and it's like, oh, let's just get it over with. You walk in, and it's like you have tunnel vision. You already have your game plan of what you got to get, and you grab it, put it in your basket, head to the checkout right away. You don't want to waste no time. You don't want to be in there too long because it's like I try my best to avoid people because there's just a lot of bad energy in the world. And I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. It's like you'll go down the aisle and you're like halfway in the aisle. You'll see three people coming in from the other end. You just be like, you know what? Let me get out the aisle. Let me get out of here. Let me get out this aisle, go into another aisle because I don't even want to cross paths with no one. I just want to just get what I got to get and go because I don't even want to be in here, to be honest with you. If you're that kind of person, man, that means that you have so much positive energy that negative energy interrupts your peace. And you're trying so hard to protect your peace that your antennas are up. It's like a sensory mechanism inside of you that you pick up negative energy and you just don't want to be near it. And once you finish doing your quick shopping, you go straight to the register and, you do the typical, hey, how you doing, whatever. And you just can't wait to pay and get out. You just can't wait to get out the store. And once you get out, you feel a sense of relief. Like, I got through it. How many of you go through that? How many of you try to avoid people when you shop? I'm 48 and I avoid people while shopping. It doesn't matter what the store is. It really don't matter. I try to avoid people. If I go to Home Depot, which is one of my favorite stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, the big box stores, I try to avoid everybody. I try to just get what I have to get and get out. I really don't like interacting with nobody in these stores because a lot of times it bothers my peace. It doesn't mean that I'm antisocial. A lot of people get confused with that and think, oh, you're weird. You're mean, you're stuck up. It has nothing to do with that. Some people just don't want to be bothered. Some people just don't want to deal with no issues. Some people just like being to themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to respect people's space. And for me personally, it's how I've always been. Like, when there's too much crowds around, I don't like to be there. If there's too much traffic, I don't want to be in the road. I don't want to deal with that stuff. It's just negative energy. And at 48, I just don't got that kind of time to be, in stores and it's long lines at the checkout. And I would leave. If I go to a store and I go in there to get 3 items and I go to the checkout and there's a line of grocery carts, I'm putting that stuff down and I'm leaving. I don't have the patience to stand there and wait for everybody to get ringed up just so I can check out 3 items. No, that's stressful, and this is why typically when I have to do certain errands or certain things, I try to be like the first. In other words, get out early in the morning. It's just like if you got to do some shopping at Home Depot or Lowe's, the best time is early in the morning. Best time to shop. When you shop in the noon, it'd be all crowds, people all over the place, especially during the holiday times. It'd just be too much headaches. And the best time is always early in the morning. But yeah, guys, I'm 48 and I avoid people while shopping. A lot of you shop online. You just don't even want to shop at stores no more. You rather have food delivered. You feel much better about that because you just don't want to interact with nobody. You don't want to deal with cashiers. You don't want to deal with stores. You just figure, hey, I'll just pay what I got to pay online and have it delivered. The only drawback is that when you shop for food, sometimes they don't have the items and you're not the one picking out your fruits and vegetables. Somebody else is. And they normally don't really care about picking up the fruits that look good. They'll just grab anything and put it in the bag. And, it's just another headache that you're going to get frustrated with because now it's like, okay, I'm trying to avoid going to the stores and I figure, well, I'll shop online. And then you get frustrated again because why? Somebody else did your order and they screwed it up. Instead of you getting the right kind of steaks that you enjoy, they pretty much gave you another kind of steak as a replacement because that one wasn't there. When under normal circumstances, you wouldn't even buy another type of steak. You want the one you want, and of course, yeah, they got those options where you could press and it's like, oh, I don't want no replacement, but it's just more headaches. And a lot of you tried shopping online and you stopped doing that. I know I did. I used to shop literally online for groceries. There was a time I would shop online for groceries. And at first it was cool. They would deliver, you would give them a tip, even though you gave them a tip already. I believe in always giving people tips, like drivers when they deliver stuff. It's always a good thing to give them a tip because, they're driving their cars, their gas, so it just helps them out. You know what I mean? It put a smile on their face because they're giving you a service, they're helping you out. At the same time, I had a couple of bad experiences with the home deliveries. Number one, it created a new problem. What's the new problem, you may say? Well, all of these people know where I live now. So it's like you're trying your best to avoid the deliveries. I mean, the stores. Then you get your groceries delivered. But now it's like every time you do that, all of these workers know where you live. So now it's invading your privacy now. So now everybody knows where you live. They know your address. And sometimes you might get people that might know who you are or whatever the case is. I know for me, I had people that delivered things for me and they know who I am from social media. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. I'm not using this no more because it's bringing people to my door. So it's like, I'd rather just go back to the store and do what I got to do and, whatever. So I'm 48 and I avoid people while shopping because I'm trying to protect my peace. If you're that kind of person that do the same thing where, and there's nothing wrong with having items delivered to your house. I'm sure you all use Amazon, you all shop on the eBay, and there's nothing wrong with Amazon deliveries and all that other stuff. That's cool. But it's different when it's a little more close to home, like food delivery. I stopped doing that because, like I said, it was infiltrating my privacy because a lot of times people would deliver and they'll be like, hey, you're so-and-so from YouTube. And I'm like, oh boy, now this person knows where I live. You know what I mean? So it's like, I said, you know what, enough of that. I don't want to do that. I mean, the same thing can happen with an Amazon worker. They could recognize you, you know what I mean? And it's not like all of you are YouTubers, but I'm saying it's a little different from me because people recognize me a lot from social media. And it's like I had to just resort to just going back to the stores and just do my quick shop. But I really try my best to avoid people as much as I can. I'll interact from time to time with people in the big box stores when it's necessary. I just don't like talking if I don't have to talk. I just don't like doing that, guys. I really don't like to have conversations when I don't feel like talking to you. It annoys me, especially when someone tries to force the conversation. They'll just come out of nowhere in the store. Hey, can I help you? Hey. And you're like, no, you don't. You know what? Let me just go. It just disturbs your peace because my mind is already focused on what I'm trying to do. I know what aisle I want to be in. And when you pop up out of the blue saying, hey, can I help you? And I didn't ask you for no help, it annoys me. If I need help, I'll come to you. That's the way I see it. I understand you're trying to do your job. I'm not trying to rain on nobody's parade. I'm not trying to be a mean guy. I'm just saying that when you pop up out of nowhere, infiltrating into my peace, you're being disrespectful to me. So be a little more considerate that if you're in a store and you see a customer, just leave them alone. If they need help, I think they're smart enough to know to come get somebody and say, hey, I need help. But we're not selling clothing. You're not selling these items in a supermarket. So there's no reason to do that, right? I understand when you're in a clothing department store, you see a customer in the aisle looking at shirts, you come in, how can I help you? That's one thing, I get it, you're doing your job. It's another thing when you're in the cereal aisle and somebody come, can I help you with the cereal? And it's like, bro, could you give me some space, man? Like, it's really annoying. So guys, I'm gonna pretty much sign out. If you're the kind of person who avoid people while shopping, leave it in the comments. Let us know about your stories. What do you do? Because I've been thinking that this is just me, and I know it's not just me. I know a lot of you, when you go out to shop, you got tunnel vision. You plan it. You be in your car, sitting in your car like, okay, I gotta go here. I'm gonna make it quick. In, out. It's like a heist. It's like you're robbing the bank. I'm in, out. And it's weird because you actually do this. You literally sit in your car and you write it down. Okay, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. I'm not gonna take longer than 7 minutes. That's it. In, out. I gotta do it. In and out. And you go to the store and it's like you step out your car, you're looking around and you walk in the door and all of a sudden all that negative energy is there. All these people, all these spirits, and you're like, oh boy, I gotta get out of here. Let me get into the aisle, grab my bread. Miss, I need 2 pounds of cheese and some turkey. Boom, okay, you do that while I go shop. And you run to the other aisle, whoa, grab this, grab that. You have 2 baskets, you run to the checkout line, you're out of the store. Whew, man. You load the stuff up in the trunk, and you gotta repeat it another day. Rate, comment, subscribe, guys, if you experience these issues. Again, it doesn't mean you're a loner. It doesn't mean that you're miserable. It doesn't mean that you're just a mean person. It's just, you just don't got time for the drama. You like your peace. Rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. Make sure you double tap, well, not double tap, just thumb up the video. Also, hype the video, guys. It's a new feature on YouTube that helps the platform. Hype the video, that helps with the algorithm. And subscribe, guys. Subscribe if you like the videos, right? If I made you laugh, just subscribe. If it kind of reminded you of yourself, subscribe to the channel, all right? Catch you in the next video. You be good out there. Peace.